What's up, everyone, and good morning to you. Not sure where all of you are tuning in from, but I'm in Central Ohio, and it is storming. So we kind of like to alert you all just in case we pause or freeze or go in and out. It's possibly because of the storm. So don't go anywhere. We'll try to work through the storm if we can. But I just really want to say good morning to all of you. Y'all, it is Monday, September the 19th, 2022. And it is time for the headline news on News in Motion. I am your host, y'all. I'm your host, Gail Dudley. Whether you are watching live, which hopefully you are, so you can join the chat, especially if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. If you are tuning in by audio, you keep your eyes on the road. But we just want to say welcome to all of you. And we are so grateful and appreciative that you allowed us to spend a little part of your morning with you. I see you, Kenny Stanley. I see you, Shardinia. I see you, Tracy Burrs. Who else is in here? I see you, Jeffrey Allen James. I see you. And the reason I can call out names is because they're writing in the chat. If you are ever on audio and you want your name announced, just email us and say, hey, put my name up there. What's up, MK Walker? What's up? He said, good morning, Gail. My daughter, Nawana Turner, introduced me to you. Greetings from New Jersey. Greetings to you. And shout out to Nawana Turner. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. I see you, Juanita. I see you in here. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Some people have asked over the last week since we've been back launching season 5 a couple of weeks ago. They said, well, can you give us an intro of what News in Motion is all about? We have now hit followers over 1,000 followers, which means they are in here constantly. Our reach is still in about is a little over 2-3 million. Doesn't mean they join us live. There are a lot of people who do not click in, so we may not always see the live viewers. They watch without clicking in. And then our audio listeners on all the podcast platforms, we want to say good morning to you as well. So let me just back up and tell all of you what News in Motion is about. News in Motion with Gail is a grassroots and aggregated news outlet sharing relevant commentary and a call to action. As y'all see here, we are always giving a call to action mixed with the inspirational message. This season 5, we will focus on the Jan 6 committee if they reconvene, the upcoming November the 8th election, as you have been watching the last few days, the midterm elections, eldercare, wellness, health, finance, and business development. All of that will be a part of season 5. We will take season 5 all the way to December. I sent an email out to the team yesterday. We will know when that final date of December will be, and we will make sure we get that information to you. Y'all, we are right here every Monday through Thursday at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. We're a little over 2 years old. This started during the middle of the pandemic in June. It was actually June the 22nd to be exact. 2020, and we have grown from there. So for all of you who've been asking, tell us a little bit about who you are. There you have it, a little bit about me, my background. My name again is Gail Dudley. Again, thank you for trusting me with your news in the morning. Let's see, what's my background? I'm a visionary, I'm an author, I'm a writer, I'm a speaker. I am also an ordained pastor. That's why you see the inspirational message. The inspirational messages come from a Christian perspective, a Christian background. Although we have people from all walks of life that tune into News in Motion, many of them say they do not sign off at the inspirational message because they're getting the word to help for them with them as well. And I'm gonna call out a few more names. I see a lot of you coming in here. I'm so grateful. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Deborah Johnson's in here. Adrian's in here. Deborah Johnson, she has missed News in Motion. Girl, you were in Paris and traveling, honey. We okay. We okay that you've been gone. And you even tuned in from Paris. So thank you for that. Patricia Lyles is in here. Latrice Jones is in here. Good morning, girl. I see Davia up in here. Good morning to you. I see Elizabeth Towns in here as well. One thing, thank you, Latrice Jones. One thing that we really tried to get you to do, there are people who are asking where they can find some honest news. And this is a digital platform. So do us a favor and share, whether you are on LinkedIn, YouTube or Facebook, just hit the share button. We understand you may not want to flood your timeline with other people's stuff. We get that. So even if you send them an inbox message to say, hey, check this out, Monday through Thursday at 7:25 a.m. So let's see. Latrice Jones says the inspirational message helped me start my day off right. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. We're so happy. Again, y'all, it is storming in my area. So if we get any type of a time that we're frozen or we may blank out, stay with us. I'm sure we're going to come back on. We work through StreamYard, which is a live stream platform, and they're always on the case trying to make sure they keep us live. So hopefully we won't lose you. With that, before I go to sports with Kenny, I was up early this morning to make sure I gave this report. Y'all, as you all know, Queen Elizabeth's funeral began at 5:30 Eastern time this morning. At approximately 5:44 a.m., her casket was transported to Westminster Abbey in a gun carriage. King Charles II, a member of the royal family, including Harry, followed behind the casket, which was scheduled to arrive at 5:52 a.m. Eastern time for the state funeral. Let me tell y'all, they were on point, the exact time. I watched everything from the virtual press room of the White House of the United States of America, and we watched them line up. We watched them do everything. It was absolutely amazing. When they told them to be out on the yard at on our turn 4:44 Eastern time, they were there. I was like, they're like on time for everything. It was a beautiful sight to watch all of that behind the scenes take place. Lining up in the cars, doing everything. When they said that this person would be in a car at exactly 5:03 a.m. Eastern time, they were in the car at 5:03 a.m. Eastern time. That was amazing to me to see the time, to the minute, people lining up and doing what they were doing. As you know, we are 5 hours difference if you're in the Eastern time zone. And if you still want to tune in after News in Motion, you can check it on NBC, CBS, Fox, ABC, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, C-SPAN, BBC, and PBS. I said a whole lot right there. So, and y'all can all breathe. Harry was in line next to his brother and father. Harry was in the car with his brother and father. Meghan was taken care of. Everything's well. Everything's well. All right, y'all, come on in here, Kenny Stanley. I know there's a lot going on. I see that Ohio State University Buckeyes hit 77 points. I was like, what? Toledo show up.
Yeah, it was a great game. Great game. Great game.
And I see Kim Edmondson in here and Lord Wallace. So good morning to you. All right, Kenny, go ahead and do what you do.
All right. News in Motion family, good morning. Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Hey, the weekend kicked off with some great football. College football, the top five held onto their spots. The game was won on a Hail Mary, and there were some upsets along the way. Number one, Georgia beat up on South Carolina 48-7. Number two, Alabama, they dropped University of Louisiana Monroe 63-7. Number four, Michigan, that team up north, they drugged UConn 59-0. Number five, Clemson smashed Louisiana Tech 48-20. That was the afternoon games. Number three, Ohio State said, that's what y'all can do. Hold my drink. Let me show y'all something. They beat the brakes off of daggone Toledo 77-21. Talking about a game, that was a heck of a game. That daggone C.J. Stroud is the man. He threw for 5 touchdowns on Saturday. That boy is bad. Washington upset number 11 Michigan State 39-28. Appalachian State won the game on a 53-yard Hail Mary to top Troy 32-28 as time ran off the clock. What a play, what a play, what a play. You got to look that one up. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The NFL didn't disappoint either. We called yesterday the games of comebacks because that's what happened yesterday. The Browns found a way to lose. They blew the game and lost to the Jets 31-30. The Cardinals came back and they beat the Raiders in overtime 29-23. Miami came from 21 points down, beat the Baltimore Ravens 42-38. Pittsburgh came up short, real short, against New England as they lost 17-14. Sorry, sorry about that, Pittsburgh fans. San Francisco got a win, but they lost their quarterback to a fractured ankle. But Jimmy G said, ain't no problem. I got this. He came in and led the 49ers to a 27-7 blowout win of the Seattle Seahawks. I couldn't wait to say this one. I couldn't wait. So just hold on. Y'all ready for this? How about them Cowboys? That's right. The Cowboys got their first win yesterday as they beat the Bengals 20-17. I'm loving it. We're going to be okay with Cooper Rush. We trust you, homie. There are two games tonight. First game is at 7:30 on ESPN. We got the Tennessee Titans as they travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. That'll be at 7:30 tonight on ESPN. And then Monday Night Football on ABC. We got the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to ride into Philadelphia and take on the Philadelphia Eagles at 8:30 on ABC. In the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces won their first championship as they beat the Connecticut Suns 78-71. That's sports. Game over. Back to Gail for some more news.
Hey, game over. Y'all, we want to make an announcement here. As y'all see Kenny now in his suit and his shirt, his suit jacket, being all professional. He did that assignment over our break in August. So the announcement is Kenny is preparing for his own show right here on the News in Motion brand that will hopefully release the first Saturday in October. So be looking for that. He will still appear here at least one day a week with me on News in Motion. But he has done the work. He's going to advance to his own show on Saturdays. Y'all won't see me at all. This will be Kenny Stanley in his show, but still will be called Game Over. He will be able to do some playback, some call outs, come in, do whatever. So let's just congratulate him and the work that he's doing. This has been a dream of his for how long, Kenny?
It's been a couple years now. It's been a couple years, and then starting with sports on News in Motion, it really started the ball rolling. I said, well, maybe I can do this. So it's time to do it.
And he will be the first to tell you, I tell him all the time, if you don't get rid of those notes, you know this stuff. I said, this is a bullet point. So he has been doing that. He's coming out. He's gonna bring a twist to what he is doing on Saturday. So let's just congratulate him and continue to encourage him and cheer him on.
All right. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. As y'all can see, that's what we're doing right here on News in Motion. What we're also doing is moving this. The other company I have is called Ready Media LLC. So we're moving all of this under Ready Media. This right here will still be News in Motion. News in Motion is a part of Ready Media LLC. So we're just formalizing and putting everything together. And we're really, really excited about it. All right, y'all, back to Queen Elizabeth. President and First Lady Biden paid respects to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II at Westminster Hall. They signed the official condolence book for Her Majesty and attended a reception hosted by King Charles III at Buckingham Palace that took place on yesterday. After that, President Biden gave remarks after signing the official condolence book for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. They had press on hand to take a picture as he signed it, but their cabinet in the UK said, no, we're not doing that. So that's not happening. All right, here's what the president had to say. He said, we had an opportunity to meet with an awful lot of consequential people, but I can say that one who stood out in our minds are those whose relationships and interaction with you are consistent with their reputation. When the Queen had us to the castle for tea and we were joking, he did say that, and then crumpets, she kept offering me more. I kept eating everything she put in front of me, but she was the same in person as she is as her image, decent, honorable, and all about service. And our hearts go out to the royal family, King Charles and all the family. It's a loss that leaves a giant hole, and sometimes you think you'll never overcome it. But as I have told the king, she's going to be with him every step of the way, every minute, every moment, and that is a reassuring notion. He finishes by saying, so to all the people of England, all the people of the United Kingdom, our hearts go out to you, and you were fortunate to have her for 70 years. We all were. The world is better for her. And then he ends with thank you. All right, in the White House news, as y'all know, I've been giving this now because I even know what time he's leaving the UK today. I don't know if I want all that, but I do know what time Air Force One will take off. No, I won't be sharing that on the news. But anyway, here's what's happening this week at the White House. Today, you know, they're in the UK. On Tuesday, the president will travel to New York. New York, the president will attend the Democratic National Committee reception. On Wednesday, September the 21st, the president will deliver remarks before the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The president will host a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Liz Truss of the United Kingdom. The president will also, this is all on Wednesday, y'all, how old is he? But he's going to be working. The president will host and deliver remarks at the Global Fund 7th Replenishment Conference. The Global Fund 7th Replenishment Conference, say that real fast, will bring together governments, civil society, and the private sector to take bold action towards the fight against HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. The president and first lady will host a leaders reception at the American Museum of Natural History on Thursday, September the 22nd. I have it here. The president will attend the Democratic National Committee reception again. I guess they're having two receptions. And the president then will return back to D.C. On Saturday, the 24th, the president will travel to Wilmington, Delaware. And then on Sunday, September the 25th, the president will return back to the White House. Also, the president, coming from Washington, D.C., president says his presidential run, pay attention, to 2024 remains to be seen. These are his words, not someone else. He said this to the press corps. He says he has intentions to launch a 2024 presidential bid. However, his final decision on the matter remains to be seen. He's adding, he came behind that. I think he caught himself real quick. He came behind that and says it's much too early to decide. No, it really isn't. Now is the time. He goes on to say he addressed the probe into Donald Trump's handling of classified documents, saying that when he heard about the documents taken from the White House to Mar-a-Lago, he wondered how anyone could be so irresponsible. And that's coming from the press as well as HuffPost, who reported that. Also from the White House, President Joe Biden to welcome Atlanta Braves to the White House on Monday, September the 26th. The president will welcome the Atlanta Braves to the White House to celebrate their 2021 World Series championships. This event will be in the East Room, and it will be all open to all credentialed media. I just wonder if I can make it there on Monday. Would y'all lose it if y'all saw me in the actual ceremony? That day is coming. Y'all wait, that day is coming. Also, we want to go to the Hurricane Fiona, who knocks out power in Puerto Rico. That happened at 3 p.m. yesterday Eastern time. Nearly 1.5 million customers are still without electricity as of Sunday afternoon, according to poweroutage.us, which tracks power interruptions. The president released a message on that. He approves Puerto Rico emergency declaration. He goes and say today, President Joseph Biden, this happened yesterday, Jr. declared an emergency exists in the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and ordered federal assistance to supplement Commonwealth and local response efforts due to the emergency conditions resulting from Tropical Storm Fiona beginning on September the 17th, 2022, and continuing. They talk about FEMA. He goes on and talks about mobilization, how they need volunteers, and how they want you to follow. It's so easy to want to jump in to help, but they want you to follow what FEMA and American Red Cross are asking. They're asking you not just to send money to GoFundMes and things like that, because you have to vet the source. The sources that have already been vetted, of course, is FEMA and the American Red Cross at this moment. So please, please, please calm down bringing all of that there. MK Walker said that would be awesome for you to show your face in that place. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Y'all just pray for it. All right. I see you, Diane Ladybug. What's up, girlfriend? All right, y'all. The power company Luma warned on Sunday that full power restoration could take several days, if not weeks, to restore that power. They are still dealing with the hurricane. I believe it was 4 years ago. It said that the storm was incredibly challenging and the restoration efforts would begin when it is safe to do so, which means they can't do anything at this moment. Hurricane Fiona struck Puerto Rico's southwest coast, and it unleashed, they call it landslides, knocks of the entire island power grid out, and ripped up asphalt from roads, washing away at least one bridge. That's happening. So if you have plans to travel to Puerto Rico, you may want to check with your travel agency or the cruise line to see if that is still happening. Yeah, the previous one was 5 years ago, and that was Hurricane Maria. If I just keep reading my notes, I will see it. All right, y'all. Forecasters said the current storms threatened to dump historic levels of rain throughout yesterday, well into today, into tonight, with up to 30 inches possible in eastern and southern Puerto Rico. Fiona is currently a Category 1 hurricane and has done this much damage, and the third in the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. Y'all, the center is now heading for the eastern Dominican Republic, where it's expected to strengthen and become a major hurricane, a storm of Category 3 or higher in about 48 hours. So y'all, if y'all are praying people, pray now that the damage will be limited or it would just go back into the ocean and go away. It's also planned to hit east of Bahamas, according to the National Hurricane Center. And this was last updated at midnight last night. So that's the information there. All right, y'all. We have to also talk about News in Motion voter turnout. This is a new segment that we have. Y'all, and these are words from my friend, Miss Sheila, who is a councilwoman in Upper Arlington. That's a part of Central Ohio. And she was talking about canvassing. We had a conversation. I went to an event at her home. And then if you get my e-news, you can get that from GailDudley.com. Just on the homepage, scroll down towards the bottom where it says subscribe, hit that. E-news comes out every Monday and it is free. Now, we're talking about canvassing, y'all. This weekend and next weekend are the last two major opportunities for canvassing. Yes, canvassing will continue throughout October and, of course, that first weekend in November. But this weekend and next weekend are major. Let me tell you why. This is an opportunity to come face to face with people, with their representatives, with their team, to ask questions and so forth. If you read the e-news, I'm giving you all the information there. And it's not too late to sign up. If you do it before 8 o'clock, you get in there, because once it hits at 8 o'clock, it'll be distributed. You can come to the Facebook page of News in Motion, and it'll fall there as well, right about 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. But y'all, canvassing works. Having face-to-face conversations can influence the elections. So if you have a particular candidate that you have vetted, that you have researched, and you are strictly and you're fully behind them, consider becoming a volunteer. I talked about volunteerism in the e-news last Monday. Volunteers are needed, especially now that the pandemic is not gone anywhere. Actually, numbers are rising here in Ohio. We'll get to that in a few moments, but not that it's gone anywhere, but people are out and about and they're making contact. Here's an opportunity for you to ask questions, because that volunteer should be armed with the information to answer any question you have. You can even ask about, well, what's the budget for the campaign? What are the top 3 priorities of a candidate? Where will we go from here? What is this going to look like? Y'all, you are voting for 435 seats in the House. Yes, you are. This election, November the 8th, this midterm election, as I said many times, is probably the most important midterm election of my lifetime, of our lifetime. So we need to really take the time to see, y'all, voting is more than just voting. Voting is more than just going to the polls. Voting is going to the town hall meetings. Voting is asking questions. Voting is participating. Voting is even giving to the campaign, even if it's $1. Y'all, you have to get involved at a civic level even before going to pull the lever. Y'all, the month of September is the last chance to what we call persuading people to support. Y'all, again, once October hits, campaign focus on making sure the people they have already spoken to who committed to supporting their candidate actually shows up to vote. So once you get beyond that first weekend in October, the focus shifts. Y'all know I went through an entire what was it, 9 month piece when I was considering running for office. I'm not doing that. It was rigorous. It was 9 full months. And we understood that the science is there, the research is there. After that first weekend in October, all focus goes to, okay, we got to turn back and make sure we're hitting everybody who said they were going to vote and they were going to vote for my candidate. And we have to make sure that they get out to vote. In addition to that, y'all, poll workers are needed in the hundreds of thousands. They are all over. I cannot stress this enough. And if you did not get a chance to listen to the podcast, actually, we heard the podcast did a little funky thing on Friday, but it's back on today. Somehow the podcast came up and somehow it crashed, but the podcast is back up on all platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, it is out there. It is available. It was a interview with Jane with Power the Polls, and I asked the tough questions. I even asked about after January the 6th and what we're hearing about some of the challenges that could be happening at the polling locations. What do we do as poll workers? She breaks that down in this interview. She did not shy away from anything. So you really want to check it out, but they're needed. It is true. And I don't know how else to say this to you all. It is so true. If they do not get enough poll workers, they will close the polling locations in the marginalized and poor areas. I cannot stress that enough. So and let me just tell you, it's a long day. It is a long day. It can be 12 hours. It can be 14 hours. It can be 18 hours. I'm just going to keep it real with you. But there is a stipend. You do get paid for the work. You do get paid in many cases for the training. Just go and sign up. I believe Isaiah has a link. Y'all, we have a unique link, News in Motion. We are in partnership with Power the Polls. So you can go to powerthepolls.org/news in motion and sign up. It will automatically take you to the Secretary of State's office of your particular state. So don't miss this. Don't miss this at all. All right, y'all. Associated Press headline reads, "The Woman King takes North American box office throne." Y'all, they took the throne. Yes, they did. Y'all, that's an image right there of Viola Davis, who did a magnificent job in this movie. It was outstanding. Y'all, the images credit the rap, although this image is all out there, many people, many places. So, but this one we were able to get courtesy to use from the rap. So we want to make sure we say that. Thank you, Isaiah. Y'all, Viola Davis led action epic, The Woman King. Y'all, she easily conquered the North American box office in its first weekend. I had the opportunity to go to the preview, which launched on Thursday here in Central Ohio, along with some of my friends. There was, y'all know, the major sorority, not knocking any others, Delta sorority sponsored it, along with a few other organizations. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I'm still unpacking it. There was so many storylines. I won't give you any spoiler alerts or anything like that. There were so many storylines. I'm still unpacking it. It was major. Lori Wallace said, and she did her own stunt. She did. Latrice Jones says, "The Woman King is excellent and exceptional. A must see." I concur. Kim Edmondson says, so sad I missed the opening weekend, but I will go see it in the theater this week. Let me tell you, Kim Edmondson, and you can go alone, or you can ask some of us to come with you, because I need to see it at least 2 more times. Because now that I have a framework, I want to go back now and see it in a different light. Y'all, there's so many storylines. I'm still unpacking it. I'm saying this very carefully. I'm looking at the wife. I'm looking at the king. I'm looking at The Apprentice. I'm looking at many factors saying this is a story. Y'all, it was amazing. I'm going to make a statement. I'm not trying to compare anything. But for a moment there, I said, we should be turned out at The Woman King like we was turning out at Black Panther. And I might be leaning towards The Woman King because it was that powerful, possibly because it spoke to me specifically. It was It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Y'all get this. The film directed by Gina Prince Bywood, I hope I said that right. That's how it came up. Surpassed expectations and earned 19 million in ticket sales, according to the estimates from Sony on Sunday. Even if you don't want to go, this is what I'm asking all of you to do. Go buy the ticket. Just buy the ticket. Help put this in the place it needs to be, and it needs to soar even higher than this 19 million. Just go buy the ticket. Dr. Nessa got to see it this week. Y'all, we can roll up in there. We can roll up in there together like, hey, we here. Y'all, The Woman King was released by Sony and TriStar in 3,765 locations and carries a reported production budget of 50 million, which was co-financed by E1. The film about all-female army in the kingdom of Dahomey in West Africa in the 1800s got glowing reviews after it debuted at the Toronto Film Festival. It currently boasts at least 94% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what that is, but anyway, because that's just whatever. The audience seemed just as enthusiastic, giving it a rare A plus. Now it should boast 100% of perfection. I'm gonna just say that. All right, the A plus cinema score, suggesting that word of mouth will be strong in the coming weeks. So here's my word of mouth: go see the movie The Woman King. You will not be disappointed at all. At all. All right, y'all. That was quick news today, but now it's time for the inspirational message. And the inspirational message, I want to give y'all one word today: instructions. Instructions. I had the chance this morning to look at, the beginning, all the behind the scenes, as I shared with you earlier about the Queen's funeral, the procession, the lining up, the schedule, because the schedule they gave us, I mean, I'm telling you, they said 5:03 was 5:03. They said 5:45, 44 was 5:45. Sometimes it was saying 6:03.27 seconds. It was 6:03.27 seconds. The instructions were there. Then in walked, because each dignitary, each president, each prime minister, each head of state, whatever, they had a time they had to show up at Westminster Abbey. So as they're showing up, here comes our president. Our president was about 3 seconds late, and they reported it on BBC. They were like, the president of the United States is about 3 seconds late, but here he comes with First Lady Jill Biden. I was like, they really just called him out. Now, it's supposed to be following the instructions. He was supposed to wait. Because he was 3 seconds late, the other procession was able to go in front of him. So he and his wife had to wait, which means these were the bishops and other people that were going in. So he had to wait. So instead of just standing there, y'all know Joe, he's cutting up, he's talking. And the commentary, the person that's giving the commentary is like, the president of the United States, it must be something about the United States. He's supposed to be standing there waiting, but he's chatting it up with somebody to his left who happened to be in full army fatigues or full military uniform. And I'm thinking, that's something with Americans. We just don't follow protocol, rules, or nothing. I see where Megan's getting it. Now, she did very well today. I got to be honest, y'all. She was at that car right on time. She got out when she was supposed to, right on time. She lined up right on time. She filed in with Harry right on time. And they were talking about the seconds, y'all. They were talking about every second. But this got me thinking. There's a passage in the Bible where it talks about the woman whose husband had died, and she was going to have to give her sons to the creditor to pay off the debt. But she gets with Elijah, and Elijah says, look, this is, what do you want me to do? And he goes, what do you have in your kitchen? And she says, I have nothing at all except for a little oil. Y'all have heard me talk about this before. And so he says, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go collect jars from all of your neighbors. You're going to go, you and your sons, and to the door, and you're going to shut the door behind you, and you're going to fill the jars until the oil runs out. So, they do everything. They go to the houses, they collect the jars, they go into the house, they shut the door behind them, they begin to pour the oil. And as they began to pour the oil, at one point she says, "Give me another jar." They said, "We have no more jars." And the oil dried up, it was gone. So they went and they paid the creditors. They had so much that not only did they pay the creditors, they had a lot to live off of, as you know the story. You should go check it out. You should go check it out. Well, I started thinking about instructions. I said, wow, if we would just be obedient to the instructions, imagine what our lives would look like. Imagine a life that we would have if we would just be obedient. I know you don't like that word obedient, but the word that I read, God's word, the Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. It's in there to obey, it's in there. So if we would just be obedient, what would we get? Now, I'm not talking about anything crazy. No, I'm not, which I'm probably giving my own theology right here, not the theology. I'm not talking about anything crazy. I'm talking about just simple things in life. You know, God gives us everything that we need. The question is, are we being obedient to the instructions that He's giving us to lead this life and to lead it out? Are we altering the instructions because, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, G. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing. Now I'm gonna do that part, God. I can handle that part, but the other part, I ain't doing that. Or you're not being obedient. So guess what? It's gonna take you longer. It's gonna be delayed because you refuse. So there still needs to be a teaching there before you can get to where you need to go. Y'all, our call to action today is let's look at the instructions. The instructions are there to help us. Let me break this down a little different. Now, you go and you get a prescription. Let's say you get some antibiotics, and the prescription, the pharmacist, the doctor tells you, take these on an empty stomach. Take these in the morning. Take these before you eat. Take these when you first wake up. And you decide, I don't feel like this. I'm going to take this at noon when I have some food. And you're wondering why you're vomiting. You're wondering why you have diarrhea. You're wondering why you are losing your mind because you did not follow the instructions. The medication was there to help you if you would just follow the instructions. Yet you want to alter the instructions because you just don't feel like doing that. You don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. This is not how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this my way. Well, you're going to get the results based upon your way. Y'all, the instructions are there for a reason. Let's talk about instruction manuals to put together a chair. You're wondering why the chair is lopsided because you never even remove the cellophane from the instructions because you just want to look at the picture, see it, and put it together yourself. And now it's wobbly. It's not working for you. You're like, well, I got all of these tools left over. I got all these screws left over. I have all of this left over because you did not follow the instructions. So you got a messed up chair. Yeah. And now you done strip some things. You can't take it. You can't even take it back to the store because you did not follow the instructions. Y'all, the instructions are there to help us, to help us. To help us. Joe, if y'all weren't 3 seconds late, you would not have had to wait until the other people came in first. You were to do something, but yet you're chatting it up with everybody. This isn't about you. It's not about you. It's about the queen. It's about respecting the queen. Y'all, I want us to start looking at the instructions. What are we to do? Where are we to go? How are we to get there? What does it look like? I can go on and on, but I'm going to leave it there with the instructions. All right, y'all, tomorrow we have a special guest. I'm scared to say it out loud because y'all see what's happening. That's one thing when we put guests on the thing. It's like I still have to do my research in case the guest doesn't show up. But we do have a dynamic guest, and I really do believe he will be here tomorrow. Again, Power the Polls do send their apologies from what happened last Monday. There was just some mix-up in the schedule, but that's why we did the recording on the podcast. So that is now available. Check that out on wherever you listen to your podcast. That is an amazing interview. And again, she did not hold anything back, and neither did I. I asked all the questions I wanted to ask, and she answered them. Power the Polls is a nonpartisan organization. I want to make that clear. It is a nonpartisan organization. But we do have a guest tomorrow, and it's going to be phenomenal. So you don't want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. All right, y'all know what I say. Stay well, everyone. And remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.
No.